Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Minecraft from the VanillaVerse Minecraft server. I know what some of you may say, TI Freak, you play on Chematech, what are you doing over here? Well, diversity is a fun thing, and this server adds and offers a few things that Chematech doesn't, uh, due to the limitations of how the server operates on Chematech. The Minecraft server shares services with other aspects of Chematech, which is a whole nother video and story, etc. But what that means is the world borders are set pretty small compared to a place like this. And if we fire up F3, you can see that we are at negative 41,000 by 32,000. It's a huge heck of a difference between before what we get from Chematech, which I'm at like 1,000 by 1,000. And the world border is somewhere in the ballpark of 3,500 blocks across and up and down. So, yeah, you can kind of see why somebody might want to bounce over to some other place for a bit. I like to go explore, and this server gives me the chance to do that. But anyway, enough of that. I wanted to show off basically what everything I've built on here so far. Sadly, not as much as I'd like to say I could have, but I've done some stuff. I don't really focus tons on this server. Most of my cool build stuff is meant for Chematech. But as you can see, I've got myself a little bitty hut here. And the purpose of this it's not really in use anymore by me for anything, is to hang out here, wait for mobs to spawn, go over, and give them a good old thrashing. Now, I don't really need this anymore. The purpose that I had this in place for was to get creepers so I could get gunpowder so I could fly my elytra. But, as I said, I really don't have much use for that anymore. I don't really have any intentions of destroying it because it might come in handy for somebody else. But here we'll show the rest of my base here. As I was getting ready to start making this video, I had a trap horse decide to spawn in on me. So I'm going to have to corral these guys up because this is the first that I've actually seen of these things here. And trust me, I have plenty of saddles. Wow, they all suck. I might end up just killing them all. Anyway, the first build that we come across here is my little shop that I have, which has kind of become more of a storage area than anything. I have pretty much every kind of book you could possibly want for sale here, which is pretty cool, I think. Most of this was done by fishing, which I spent many hours AFK fishing here. I sell lily pads and white wool and all the dyes and I don't remember setting this up. I'll have to look into that later. But yeah, this was my shop creation. I really haven't done anything with it of late. I kind of feel bad because a lot of work did kind of go into this and I need to finish it up at some point. This is another portal that links up to my friend Little Moonbeam's old base, and she has a blaze farm a little ways away from this nether portal. As you can see, I have taken over the residency of a desert village and have removed a great many of the buildings, so they pretty much all just kind of crowd up in here now. My plans are to eventually move some of these villagers off and build a small villager farm, so perhaps I can, start working on getting some better trading villagers than what it is I have. This here is my fishing farm. At one point, I had every single one of these chests filled up. And it's equivalent of 36 double chests, I think it was. So, yeah, lots of fishing. A lot of stuff get thrown away. This thing generated a ton of bows and fishing rods and Lots and lots of fish. Like, oh my god, so much fish. And even more fish. Um, Managed to get myself some chicken eggs. Had to wait for them guys over there for a while. And finally managed to spawn enough of them that we can do this. This past Christmas, the mods did a Christmas giveaway. If you could ask for a few things, I asked for some mushrooms because, you know, mushrooms. And I think I asked for some slime blocks, got some of those, got a free elytra, free beacon. And yeah, that was kind of fun. Really cool of them to do. Greatly appreciated the extra items that I was able to get. This here, as you can see, is my pumpkin and watermelon farm, which you can see from up here. Every aspect of this fires off of this one observer block. So once this particular pumpkin grows, that will send the pulse through, knock these out. Let me see, best way to get to see the circuitry is back here. After it fires, it sends a pulse up the torches there. And yeah, it's just one torch. It goes up inside and runs a redstone line. Not a very elegant design, probably not the most efficient by far, but it works. I've generated that much. Looks like it's about time to start combining some watermelons again. Holy cripe. Got myself a basic farm set up here for carrots. I believe this is potatoes. As you can see, I haven't cycled them in a little while. Got some wheat. And netherwort. I use this design on another server that I play on very infrequently, sadly, and I really like it. And if you watch my desert survival streams, then you should very surely recognize it. Got my sugarcane farm here. I need to block those off there. I used to have a whole line of observer blocks in there, but ended up getting rid of them because you only really need the one to fire it. And as you can see, it's generated quite a bit of sugarcane over the last couple of months. Got myself a cocoa bean farm. Button press there. Extends the sticky pistons. Oops. And then we just go in here and quickly reattach. And there we go. And as you can see, basic cactus farm. Didn't really see a need for it to be overly big. Eventually I'll run this through the smelting system over there and have a bunch of green dye to sell. I spent 5 days in the end looking around for elytras and shulkers. I finally did come out with over a stack of shulker shells, and that's when I decided I had enough, and I think I had like 4 or 5 elytra. And I also brought back endstone and chorus flowers, because obviously, why not? I've hit most of the biomes here, so I do have a wide variety of trees to pull from. And of course, my primary house, so to speak. I have a waypoint sitting in a mesa somewhere. I don't even remember where it was at. So I can go back and get more of the hardened clay and its colors. Tons of bones, tons of the bows and stuff. Now, a lot of this armor and tools in here was from the raids that I performed in the end. You can get a lot of really good loot from about that way. And then just food chest and random stuff chests. And there's redstone chest, and I think this one's rails. There's a whole bunch of different chests for blocks. Sandstone, stone types, dirt, anything with wood, nether brick stuff. I do have a little bit from a Guardian farm that I'd really like to get out there and find one myself and take it over. As you can see, I've got a brewing station set up here. With all the fishing that I did, I got quite a bit of this stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of fun. Got my enchantment set up. Plenty of lapis to use to enchant stuff, but I'm generally not so crazy to where that, I'll die and lose everything. At least not yet, thank God. I did manage to capture a few villagers here that are important. You got your cleric, so I can get rid of my rotten flesh. I have let's see, where are you at? This one is a mending villager for 14 emeralds. And this guy sells aqua affinity for 15 and mending for 24. So obviously his mending sucks, but that aqua affinity, really nice to have. And then we have, not even sure, he's a farmer for 18, 15, and 17. Farmer for 18, 16, and 16, which I consider this to be perfect because I'd prefer just to stick them in there and get all 64 gone in one shot. And then I have a butcher, which, I get some cooked chicken or cooked pork chop probably. But I don't really have much need for food with all that fish that I got. He just kind of stays around because. And that's pretty much it on here in the town. There is something underneath, but that's kind of underwhelming at the moment. I will take you to one of my other builds. Let's see. Flower farm. And there's this. I created this flower farm utilizing observer blocks and everything else because, observers are pretty cool. This is a 4 dispenser system. I haven't quite built the shell of it yet because I needed to get a bunch of hardened clay. Now that I have it, I should be able to finish this off. I just need to stop being so lazy. But you got 2 input chests for bone meal. And this generates your various different colors of flour. And this system works well enough. Like I said, I just need to get out here and do a little terraforming, get rid of some of this junk here, and build walls around it. Then I'll need 4 dispensers so I can set up a farm for all 4 of these here. It's got a pretty location. Dark oak forests on both sides, and that was unexpected. And oak and birch this direction, so that's kind of nice. Let's see. What other waypoints do I have that'll be interesting? Got the Mesa waypoint there. The Skelly spawner is something that Little Moonbeam set up, which looks really nice. This is my access to an end portal. This is actually in case I screw up my home waypoint. There was a witch hut that I found that somebody else turned into a witch farm. It's actually pretty cool. And this one I needed to delete. I tried to build a mob farm up in the sky over an ocean because, hey, that's how that used to work. And, well, sadly it doesn't work that way anymore, at least on this server. So, the last aspect of what I've built, it's not 100% completed yet. Come down here. As you can see, I have started in on a corridor pathway, but I have to clean up the walls and stuff, and I just ain't got that far yet. But you can see here. Can we make it? Yeah. This is the top of the mob dark spawning room, and this isn't actually the mob spawner per se. This is just the room that encases it, and you've got the river just above, which kind of made this a pain in the butt. Also makes it to where you literally cannot make this thing any taller. So this, let me get, there we go. Drop that, there we go. And down here, come down the steps here. I'm probably going to have to move this over a couple blocks so I can make my corridors on the walls and stuff look nicer. I don't want it this close. And I'll probably end up moving the entrance of this down a ways. But, yeah, this is my darkroom spawner. I used the stone slabs as the flooring. I think, yeah, I used stone slabs as a filler underneath the main spawn platforms. There's stone brick slabs as the stone platforms for the spawning platforms, and I think I used it for the waterways as well above that what's shown there. But yeah, I used a lot of stone in this one, but decided that I wanted to offset the overall structure here with some sandstone. Got chiseled and smooth, and as you can hear, you got a spider up top. Now, you might be curious what this all here is. Well, witches and mobs that are wearing Feather Falling 4, they will survive the fall because it's only 24, 25 blocks. Kind of bad planning on my part, I know. That's why there is this. They fall down, and they survive. And for the most part, they seem to be curious enough to walk into here, which the water will then carry them all the way up to this point. And since they're in water, they're just prone to jump automatically. This takes it all the way up. Put that up. And up and up and up and up. Come on, come on, come on. And there we go. Close that back off. They end up coming up in here, coming across, and dropping here. Witches and skeletons typically are one-punch kills. The witches, of course, you have to slaughter them with your sword because by the time they get over here, they've already healed up completely. It's not a really big deal. Have gotten a little bit of cool loot out of them. But the main farm here, this isn't exactly what I had in mind for my item storage, but I completed this part last night, and I was way too tired to try and fight with an item sorter. But we've got almost 4 stacks of gunpowder since I cleaned it out 5 hours ago, 4 hours ago. You can see all the bones and other things that we got. So, yeah, I'll have to get this sorted out. I'm pretty much going to set this up. It'll capture the zombie flesh, the string, the bones, the gunpowder. I'm going to have it capture arrows, but discharge them, I guess. I don't know. Maybe even throw them in lava just to get rid of them, because arrows is just really not needed. I have stack upon stack of them up in my base. But the main important thing is to get in the gunpowder. And you can see here that I have all of this gunpowder here as well. So, yeah, it's been fairly productive. You keep it in the shulker box, put inside an ender chest so nobody can steal it in case there's a problem with the chests becoming unprotected like they have in the past. Kind of a pain to deal with. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for what I've got built here. As I said, I don't really spend tons of time here. I have the last couple of weeks because I just wanted to do something different. And, well, a stack of gunpowder goes for 15 diamonds, if that gives you any clues. So, it gave me something to do. And, yeah, I think that's it for this episode. If you liked what you saw or have any suggestions, give me a shout out in these chat boxes below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscription button and that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, see you later.